We live in a twilight world. I got some bad news for you. You live in a false reality. Yeah, you're on some kind of giant film set where most of the people are robots. Robot is a Czech word meaning obedient factory worker, yeah? Robota. Has nothing to do with being made of metal. Yeah, man, you're on a giant film set. I mean, the earth, contains the word theatre. Yeah, you're on a giant theatre stage. And everyone's performing their role. Yeah, the root word of illusion means to play. As in to play on the stage, to play within the theatre. Yeah, that's the root word of illusion is Latin. Of course, the Buddhists have been saying for the longest time that this is all, an illusion. Tantric Hindus have been saying for the longest time, the human experience is a play, a story, a play on the stage. The Gnostics have been saying this is some sort of simulation. Yeah. Even now, the quantum physicists, the quantum mechanic people are, claiming that when they look into something deeply enough, it doesn't actually exist. It's not there. There's no there. Anyway, today is the 12th of March. Yeah. That obviously converts into a 3-3 because in numerology, you reduce the numbers down. So 12 would be 1 plus 2, which is 3. So 3-3. And of course, on the World Stage Theatre, there's always something going on, especially in the month of March. Now, you've got to remember, March used to be the beginning of the calendar, back when we had 10 months. Yeah? Before Julius and Augustus put in July and August, these Roman emperors inserted their own months. It was a 10-month calendar, and the start was March, which makes sense really, because March is when the sun starts to come out again. You start to see flowers blooming, life comes back into the cycle, right? The cycle starts again. And whether you like it or not, the sun above us gives us everything and is a obvious God. So most religions, when they're talking about the character of their religion, the main figurehead is a metaphor of the sun and so on. And that's why, October, Oct is 8, November, Nov is 9, December, Deca, like decathlon, it means 10, right? So the fact it's all fucked up, yet again, all part of the false reality, this stupid Gregorian calendar that's meant to mess with people's heads. But anyway, let's look at today's World Stage Theatre. It's titled Deadly Train Hijacking. Shocking moment, militants hijack train in Pakistan. And this is from On Demand News, ODN News. Yeah, so I don't get any copy strikes. ODN News. And straight away you can see the double cross. By means of the double cross, we shall control all outcomes. So let's watch the video. Straight away, it's being filmed from the ideal location. How very convenient. How very kind and considerate of the terrorists or militia or whatever to always film their antics so that us, the audience, can see it. I'd like to take this moment to thank terrorists and militias for always being so kind and considerate to the worldwide audience and filming their events. Right, let's play. As a primary target is the train. Footage appears to show the moment of deadly train hijacking. Boom, smoke. was carried out by separatist militants in Pakistan. Yeah, I mean, that could be CGI smoke, but in my opinion, why not just use a regular smoke bomb in real life? Much more effective. Yeah, the immersive route, as in 4D fully immersive theatre where you do stuff for real out in the real world, is better than just CGI or AI overlay of things, right? Because then people that are around this can see that for real. You're going to have eyewitnesses that are going to see this, and they're always going to talk about it. Yeah, I remember the time that a massive explosion happened on the train, and there was a big cloud of smoke. Now, but anyway, I don't know if you just saw, but they played the footage forwards and backwards in time. Let's watch it again, look. So now it's going forward, smoke bomb. And for some reason, ODN are now playing it backwards. It's going backwards now, look. And the smoke's going in. Zhoop. That, in my opinion, is a wink to Tenet. So this is the film, Tenet. Yeah, the Christopher Nolan film. You've probably heard me talking about it a lot. This guy is the protagonist of the film. But it's essentially about a secret organization that has the ability to move forwards and backwards through time. And he's essentially being initiated into this secret organization, and you're following this protagonist as he comes to grips with this technology that can move him forwards and backwards through time. I don't want to ruin the whole film for you if you haven't seen it, but it's a very good film, and it kind of deals with the whole granddad paradox, the grandfather paradox. Can you go back in time and shoot your own granddad? I think the answer is no, pretty much, because what's happened's already happened. That's one of the main things you come to learn as you follow this protagonist through him and his learning curve of working with forwards and backwards technology, right? Now, for him, it's just a start of this joining this organization. But obviously, people from the future have been in this organization a long time. Now, the thing that I've always, and why I talk about this film a lot is, look, the name. There's 10 and 10 going into each other. 10 and 10 going, forwards into itself and backwards into itself. Yeah? What do I talk about a lot? The double cross. The XX, which of course is Roman numerals for 20. It's 10 and 10. Tenet. You get what I'm saying? You see the connection here? So in my opinion, the XX are the top of the pyramid, yeah? The secret organization behind all secret organizations, behind all secret organizations, yeah? I'm only focusing on the top of the pyramid, the capstone. I'm not interested in the bottom shit like the CIA, the Jesuits, the Freemasons, Mossad, black nobility, blah, 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 blah. All this shit that the truth or conspiracy people focus on, yeah? These are decoy targets. They're useful idiots that keep the secret societies, the genuine secret societies, hidden. And then, like I said, I'm looking for the one that's behind them all, yeah? I know people are probably going to be jumping out of their fucking chairs right now. Like steam coming out of their ears like a Tom and Jerry cartoon, but sorry, man, these are not secret because you know about them. They're given to you freely. Now remember, yeah, chicken feed is totally true, somewhat true, or completely untrue. It doesn't matter. It's there to keep you pecking. It's there given to you freely. Yeah, and everything that comes via the internet leads you to look at the CIA, the Jesuits, black nobility, blah, blah, blah. That's chicken feed. Everything on the internet is chicken feed. So yeah, man, like, in my opinion, do what you want. It's your life. I wouldn't waste my time pecking on chicken feed. Anyway, let's get back to the video. I don't want to get too far off track. The BLA. We need to check out that symbol. See if there's anything in it, but I've never heard of them. This could be just another situation where we have the Ghost Legion dressing up as the latest iteration of Al Qaeda or whatever, IRA, you know, playing the role of the boogeyman and doing their theatrical events on the world stage. Now, I don't know if these people are part of the show, but as you can see here, we've got XX on that train. XX again. Double crosses everywhere, man. Like I keep saying, yeah, when you see the XX, it's not like what people think. People think, and they get this from the whole number 33, they think that when they see the number 33, that's the Freemasons leaving their kind of calling card, right? They think it's the Freemasons are deliberately putting 33s as a sort of like wink to you, the audience, or as some sort of mystery game they're playing with you to initiate you in. I don't feel it's that with the XX. I think with the XX, that is the bleed through from what they're doing. Like, do you remember in Ghostbusters when a ghost would like go through the wall, it would leave like ectoplasm on the wall? Yeah? Like in Ghostbusters, when Slimer went through the wall, there would be like this goo would be left behind, yeah? I believe when the XX, the double cross, the 20 committee are messing around, the XX just bleeds through into reality, and you'll see it on posters, on number plates, like on the trains here. They're not deliberately doing it. They're not asking a guy to go and paint X's onto a train. It bleeds through. Because they're on the other side of reality, where they can move back and forwards through time and essentially now skip through the multiverse. Yeah, they're on the other side, so it's like transferring through. And going back to what I was saying in the beginning, and where I was half joking, half not joking about quantum mechanics and you know, the wave function and the observer effect, that the, you know, particles, atoms, neutrons, electrons, they don't start dancing around until someone is observing them. It has something to do with that. I don't know the exact terminology, right? I'm not that articulate to say, but it's just, I'm just making a point. It's not the same as the AI who are writing news stories and dropping in 33s. This is a totally different thing. This is more of a physical thing. This is a bleed through. The double cross has no interest in playing stupid mystery games and all that kind of shit, in my opinion. Their whole thing is managing this theatrical reality that we find ourselves in now. We could argue they're doing that for bad reasons. We could argue they're doing it for good reasons. Everyone assumes that it's all for bad reasons, but you never know. If they're not doing what they're doing, this whole world could implode maybe. What you might see as a terrorist event or some sort of vicious attack might be them diverting the timeline off a less deadly one where people do actually die. Because if you notice, it's all theatre, right? And no one's actually dying anywhere. And maybe that happens so it averts a timeline where someone does die, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, let's go back to the video. We might have to turn the sound on in a minute, because I think we're going to hear from the militia. I might actually fast forward. This is obviously a guy talking. Like I said, I got cut off. I cut myself off there, but I don't know whether these are actors, whether they're part of the show, or whether they're just unbeknownst actors that are getting caught up in the illusion operation. I don't know. Same with the militia/terrorists themselves. Are they directly agents of the double cross? Or are they puppets like MI6 or the CIA putting on the costume, being told they need to do this for other reasons? We don't know the answer to that. We will never know the answer to that. We can only speculate. The Ghost Legion, as I call them, or the League of Shadows, they would definitely put on the costume of the terrorist to do what they've got to do. So, yeah. Make of that what you will. You know, most of this shit we'll just never know the answer to. We can only speculate. I'm going to fast forward it a bit.
Yes.
Apparently they fired RPGs, according to this guy. They made us get off the train and told us to get down or they would shoot. "27 militants have reportedly been killed. Some attackers are said to be wearing suicide vests and using hostages as human shields, making the operation more difficult." The rescue operation.
Message to China and Pakistan to withdraw immediately from Balochistan. This warning to China and Pakistan was also given by our leader, General Aslam Baloch, but China failed to pay heed.
And there's a double cross. So, you know, if it's a message to China and Pakistan, why are they speaking in English? Because English is a twilight language. It's full of spells and codes and doublespeak. Yeah, words that have multiple meanings that are used daily. They have reverse meanings. It's the language of the double cross, right? Double cross psychology. England means land of the angles. It's because the English language has so many angles to it, yeah? Also, you know, this whole land of the angles thing, supposedly the Angles and the Saxons came over from Germany, but I reckon that's a bullshit cover story. I reckon really it's the land of the angels. And to make it more confusing, when we say angels, what we really mean is the jinn. D-J-I-N-N. Yeah? What the Christians would call demons. I believe that the Crusader Wars over in the Middle East were really about controlling the Ring of Solomon. If you have the Ring of Solomon, you can control the jinn. And I believe that Richard the Lionheart brought the Ring of Solomon back with him from the Crusade Wars. And that's why the City of London has so much power. That's why the City of London, you know, created the British Empire, which is the biggest empire the world has ever seen. And obviously the British Empire became the internet. And now the internet is more powerful than the British Empire. We should call the internet the British Empire 2.0. And now they're controlling people with things like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, online banking, yeah, algorithms, bots, ChatGPT, AI, and all of this kind of stuff, right? The British Empire traded in its warships and bombers for undersea cables and social media platforms. And they use that to control people's perception of reality. Yeah, Inception warfare. Using the Black Mirror as the interface for the internet to put ideas straight into people's minds. And actually, that's what Project Bluebeam is. People think Bluebeam is about aliens coming from outer space. No, Project Bluebeam was about using fiber optic cables to transfer non-human entities inside of humans. The whole thing about aliens from outer space or a fake alien invasion using NASA technology, that was a Serge Manasse thing, and it's obviously taken hold of the conspiracy truthful world. But no, the original Bluebeam or Project Bluebeam was about using fiber optic cables to transfer entities into the minds of humans. And they've done that with things like YouTube, TikTok, OnlyFans, Instagram, you know. Yeah, they found a better way. It's called the Black Mirror or the Pocket TV. Yeah, whatever device you're watching this on. Whether it's a smartphone, yeah, whether it's a laptop, a tablet, or an old-fashioned TV that sits in the corner of your room, it is still a TV. It's telling you a vision, television, telling you a vision in your mind's eye and using that as a way to control you. And, you know, the rumour has it, the word on the street is the people in the secret societies, they talk Enochian. Yeah, the Enochian language. Apparently that was the first language of the humans, was Enochian. So we've been given English. English is now the language of this earth, but it's for us plebs, right? We're taking part in the language that's full of spells and all sorts of trickery, while they're behind closed doors speaking Enochian. And of course the Enochian language, yeah, we're talking like Enoch, is how you communicate with the jinn, with the demons, with the archons, with the reptilians, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Yeah. That's a different topic for a different day. Let's get back to the video and we're going to wrap this presentation up. So yeah, back to it. Some reports say gunmen opened fire, killing at least 20 people. So there you go, there's the 20 again. Yeah, the XX once again. I mean, that's it really. That's all I can really say about this video. And yeah, man, all these XXs coming through. What does it mean? We can only speculate. Let's quickly just talk about Pakistan. Let's find it on a map here. There we go, it's Karachi, the capital. So there's Pakistan right there, yeah? Now, Pakistan, you know, the current version of it was created in 1947 when the British Empire finally left India and gave India its independence back. Yeah, this was a part of India. There was no Pakistan. There was no Bangladesh. And we're told the issue was a religious thing. Like there was going to be a lot of chaos in India due to religious differences in India. But when the British left, they done what the British do best. They drew lines and said, this belongs to you and this belongs to you. So overnight, there was suddenly a line drew and a country called Pakistan was created for the Muslims, and then India was for the other. So overnight, 74 million people found themselves living in the wrong country. And in the process of the Muslims heading over to Pakistan and the non-Muslims heading over to India, allegedly 15 million people died. Yeah? So once again, the dastardly city of London / British Empire, you know, fuck this place up big time on their way out. So 1947, same time they created the State of Israel, right? You know? Which obviously, you know, Israel fucks up the whole Middle East. All these lines on the Middle East were drawn by the British, right? before the British took hold of the Middle East, you had Arabia and Persia, and then obviously the Ottomans, the Turkish. Yeah, it was all united, pretty much. But then they've drawn all these lines and made them all fight each other. And although the British Empire doesn't overtly control the Middle East, covertly they do. Because what they do is they create the elites. I hate the word the elites, but they create the elites of that country via secret societies, via the banking system, via stocks and shares. And the elite of that country are working for the City of London. It's no longer about flags and military garrisons and having navy ports, Royal Navy ports. It doesn't matter. As long as all the tycoons and royal families of any country are working with the City of London, they'll keep the economy, the politics, and the culture going in a certain direction, right? So yeah, man, that time, the same time that Pakistan was created, roughly was the same time that Israel was created, same time roughly that NATO was created, the UN was created, and the WHO, the World Health Organization. Now it's interesting, just as the British Empire is kind of shutting shop and disappearing into history, these organizations and these lines on the map appear, if you get what I'm saying. So I'm outright saying it, that the British Empire never died. It became the WHO, Israel, the USA, modern day Russia, NATO, the UN, the EU, the internet, social media, Twitter, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. The British Empire never died. It became the internet of things. So I think that's it. I'm going to wrap this video up. I spoke enough. Imagine just a normal person just clicking on this video and all of the crazy shit I've just said in the last 20 minutes. Innit? Without the backstory of knowing how I got to these conclusions, just hearing all this shit, they would just consider me insane, right? I should be locked up in a lunatic asylum. Anyway, we live in a twilight world. There are no friends at dusk.